So today we got a collaboration together with Realme to check out one of their latest budget smartwatches, and I definitely look forward for a long-term partnership with Realme. And we've previously checked out a couple of earbuds from Realme, and some of them are even more expensive than this smartwatch, to be honest, and I think from my experience they do make very good products. So let's see if today's watch is any different. So this watch today was provided for me to review by Realme, and although these were sent over to me, there were no money exchange hands, and this video is based on my honest opinion and experience with this watch. So this watch retails for a very budget friendly $28 and that's about 119 Malaysia ringgit. Honestly, sometimes I think these prices in US dollars are really cheap, so I can just imagine like Malaysians buying a smartwatch for 28 Malaysia ringgit, and that's even cheaper than some cafe food. So anyways, if you're interested in getting this smartwatch, do check out some of my links in the description below. So today's watch is really quite a budget-friendly one, and we have to go into this with the mentality that this is a budget watch. So throw away the preconception of an Apple Watch or a Samsung watch, and let's look at this objectively from a budget smartwatch angle. So the S100 is a very small size watch, very suited for those with smaller hands. I personally prefer bigger watches since I do have a bigger size wrist. So this watch does look really small on my wrist, which I'm not a big fan of. So the display you're gonna get here is a 1.69-inch LCD display, no AMOLED unfortunately at this price point, with a resolution of 240 by 280, which gives you a pixel density of about 218 ppi. So it's not a sharp watch, to be honest, and if you look even at normal viewing distance, you can clearly see the pixels and the graphics don't look too sharp as well. So another thing that I think could improve on this watch is the bezel size. Although they cleverly hide the display under a piece of glass, tilting it at an angle and pointing the light at it, you can see how big a forehead as well as a chin that the watch actually has. So from normal viewing angles, you're not gonna see this bezel or too much, but you just know that you're not using the full real estate here. So at the side of the watch, you're going to get one button and one button only to control the entire watch. So this is for you to go back home or to turn off the display. So below there, you're going to get some charging contacts, right? So this is where you're going to charge your watch up. And honestly, I don't really like charging pins like this because it is very difficult to align. There's only one way to align it. And to charge it, it might come loose in the middle of the charge. And I much prefer it to be a cradle style that, sits on top of the sensor at the back here to hold the watch in place magnetically and charging them. So that's a better design overall. So underneath here, you're going to get a PPG heart rate sensor and a blood oxygen sensor, and also a metal plate that is quite unique to this watch, which is also used to measure your body temperature. So let's see how well that works later on. So Realme also gives you a nice 20mm band, which is made of an extremely soft silicone material, which very nice to hold and touch, but a little grippy to wear. So what do I mean by that? If you have your watch here and you want to put it into this slot here, it's not the easiest fit because you can see it's very grippy. The rubber just holds on to each other, and you can see how I pull it. So I personally don't really like grippy silicones like this, but this is what you get. So another thing that I like here with the quick release pin is that Realme actually cares to include a 20mm markings there, so you know what size band you're dealing with if you want to swap out the strap. And this is very convenient because you don't have to go online and look it up after a couple of months of owning it and forgetting about it. So you can just take a look at that 20mm branding there, and you can just use the quick release pin, remove the strap, and you're good to go. So battery life that Realme claims is around 12 days of use, and from my experience, I can say that this should last more than 12 days. So I've been using this watch for over a week now. On and off, I use it to sleep while testing with other watches as well, and it's actually quite lasting. So reason being, this is not a very complicated watch with lots of sensors or lots of features or tracking going on, and the PPG sensor is very low powered, and if you don't have too many notifications coming in, they actually don't use too much battery. So let me just give you a context, right? I started using this watch around starting of this week, and now it's Saturday, and I started the battery at about 86%, and now it's about 1 week in and I still have 73%, and I did not charge it, and I use it to go to sleep. I use it to track my heart rate 24 hours a day. So that's the battery life you're gonna get. So it's about 6 days in now, so I think this easily lasts you more than 12 days. Charging the watch up takes roughly around 2 hours. So I think we're pretty familiar with these type of budget smartwatches and their generic operating system. This is similar from the Halos to the Soundpeats, and all of them pretty much runs the same type of OS. Honestly, nothing too fancy, and in terms of its features, they are pretty basic as well. So you're gonna get a generic Bluetooth 5.1 chipset here for all your syncing need, and I noticed that this is slightly faster compared to the 5.0 watches, especially with syncing watch faces and also with your health data. So the 5.1 just sends data a tad bit faster compared to 5.0. So the watch is also IP68 rated, so you're going to be able to use this watch for swimming. So unfortunately, swimming is not part of the exercise list in this watch, and funnily, although Realme rates this watch at IP68, they only say that this is okay for you to wash your hands while wearing the watch, so that's kind of odd. So the S100 doesn't come with any GPS technology, and basically tracking your workout duration and health information only, so no location tracking. And if a GPS watch is what you're looking for, probably check out the Redmi Watch 2 Lite that we review, which is a budget GPS smartwatch. So in terms of phone call notification, there's no feature to pick up calls from your watch. So all you're going to get is a large X to decline the phone call, and you cannot even pick up the phone call from your watch. So not a very handy feature there. So as I've mentioned earlier, this watch runs a very generic watch interface, and we've seen many of these in all the smartwatches that we've previously checked out before. So from the home screen, if you tap and hold on the screen, so you can swap out the watch interface here. So if we press and hold, so inside here, you're going to get about 3 presets that come with the watch, right? So these 3 are the presets, and you get one custom watch face that you can download from the app and sync it to your watch. So every time you download a new watch face, it overrides the previous one that you have stored on your watch face, and you're only going to get 4 to change with inside this watch. So swiping from the top, this is where you're going to get your notifications. So if you have notifications coming in, this is where it will be pushed to your watch. So swiping from the left gets you to your command center. So if you swipe from the left, gets you to your command center. This is where you get to toggle your do not disturb, your brightness setting, your raise to wake feature, a flashlight mode, and inside settings, you're going to be able to control some of the same things. So there's definitely some repetitions here. So swiping from the right lets you access your widgets, and these widgets are not customizable. So the first page itself, you're going to get your activity rings, right? So if you're active, you're going to fill this up, and in the second page, this is where you're going to get your body temperature widget. The next one, you're going to get your sleep widget. The next one is your heart rate monitoring, and the next one will be the weather. Once this connects to the phone and syncs up, then you're going to get the weather here. And also lastly, it's a media control. So if you have music playing, then this is where you can control them. And that's pretty much it. And swiping right some more, you don't get back to the home page. You can either press the button here or swipe all the way back. Finally, swipe from the bottom and you'll be able to access the menu. And there's two ways you can view this, either in a list view like this, or you can also view it in a grid view without all the wordings. So that's pretty much the watch interface of this smartwatch. So the app here is also like generic templates for most of these smartwatches, and on the first page itself, you're going to get your health details, so your activities, your sleep tracking, your heart rate monitor, your body temperature, as well as your blood oxygen. So of course now you don't see anything because I haven't been wearing this every day. So but if you go into, like, for example, sleep, right, you can actually take a look at your past week's performance or a couple of days ago. So if I were to scroll in here, you can see I use this for tracking one of my sleeps, and it gives you quite a lot of details, right? Although we've seen this before, it's pretty nice, but you know, it's very generic, and most Xiaomi watches also look like this. Your Halos, all of them look pretty much the same. So that's how you can track your health activity on the first page. So the second page is where you get your sports tracking, and if you want to run your workouts with GPS, you can start your workouts from here, and you will use your phone's GPS to start tracking your workouts. So under devices, this is where you can change the watch face or your watch under this dashboard menu, right? So they put it inside here, and inside this dial center, this is where you're going to get quite a bit of watch faces around. So you're going to have to go through and search for what you want. Pretty much all you get here. So scrolling down, you can adjust some of the settings for your watch and also to update the firmware of your watch. So that's basically all the features you get with the Realme app. So I think sensor accuracy is pretty decent here, with the typical 1 or 2 BPM variance in terms of heart rate when compared to my oximeter. SpO2 monitoring monitoring is also pretty accurate here. So one thing that is new here is the body temperature sensor, and I think the skin temperature is accurate since it's reading directly the wrist temperature of your hands, but I'm not too sure about the body temperature since it's like guessing and sizing up your body temperature based on your skin temperature. So if I really have a fever, this is not the place I'll rely on by checking my temperature. So I know that this watch is pretty basic, and frankly it's supposed to be at this price point, and we're not really seeing or expecting any innovation, more like a company trying to hit it big with the current trend using templates and softwares that are kind of widely available in the market right now. So even if I say that this is worth it, it doesn't really say much since most of the budget-friendly smartwatches out there offers same exact features and same exact price point as this watch. So if you're in the market for a watch at this price point, it really doesn't matter which one you get since they are all pretty much the same. So that is it for this review. If you find this video helpful, smash that thumbs up button, share this video everywhere, and if you haven't yet subscribed, do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.